Welcome to the Postgame podcast. No Jerry today, so I've got the Eddie Schizzeri. Good morning, Eddie.
Hello, podcast and YouTube people.
Yeah. The YouTube people are creeping up.
They
We're
are.
getting over 1,000 now. We're really
Nice.
moving and shaking. Got a quick dog thing, then I got
Okay.
a religion thing
Okay.
to get into
Two
with
of
you.
my favorite things.
The first one was, I told you, I've mentioned that I have to carry my dog
Yes.
up and down the stairs now.
Mhm.
So my bedroom is upstairs. That's the only thing upstairs. I have a bedroom and a bathroom. Downstairs, my living room, kitchen, all that, all one room essentially. So I bring my dog up at the end of the night. She likes to sleep upstairs in her dog bed
Sure.
by my bed, and then I take her down in the morning. But even though she has now acknowledged that she has to be carried up the steps, when she goes to the steps when she wants me to pick her up, but when she goes there, she bows her head in what I took as shame, like some sort of shame that she's not
Mhm.
able to. So I asked the AI this morning, is this shame? Is this dog experiencing shame, or am I putting human emotion on the dog?
Anthropomorphizing.
That's what that means.
Mhm.
What do you think the AI said?
I would think it's more of a submission
Exactly.
than a shame.
That's exactly what the AI said.
Mhm.
That the dog's not showing you shame, but by putting its head down and kind of softening the eyes, tail between the legs, is saying like, I'm ready to be scooped up.
Right.
I'm not fighting you on this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Why do our animals have different, like, as humans, we've been interacting with dogs for a very long time. If I see that as shame, why would nature not make that shame?
Well, because I think shame is a something that is probably unique to primates. Not I'm not just humans. Maybe some of the other, some of the great apes, the gorillas, or chimpanzees, or bonobos, or baboons.
So those you think can feel shame.
Potentially, I don't know, but I would think that it's really a human thing because when you start thinking and you have a conscience and right from wrong, that's when that all comes into play.
Yeah, it said something like for the dog to have shame, the dog would have to be kind of like looking at itself, going
Hmm.
and thinking,
Like a level of self awareness
yeah,
that they don't have.
yeah, level of self awareness.
Yeah.
But the AI also acknowledged that, like when a dog, like if your dog, let's say you have one of these dogs that gets into the trash when you're not home,
Hmm.
and the dog knows it shouldn't get into the
Yes.
trash when you're not home, and then you show up at home and there's trash all over the place, and the dog is hiding in the corner.
Yes. I think that's less shame and more of fear of consequences because they do have that understanding.
They do,
Yes.
but not enough. So they have fear of consequences
Hmm.
that you're going to yell at
Right.
them or point your finger at
Right.
them, but not enough to foresee that. Like, if I get in this trash, I don't like the consequences.
Hmm.
So they have like not,
Well,
they don't have
right.
like a long term.
Yeah, there's like the impulse is there, and then it gives so they just because they're animals and they just act on it.
So they act on the impulse and they think about it after the fact.
Yeah, and also, and if too much time has passed, they wouldn't necessarily understand why you're mad. That's why if there's like you have to correct things like almost immediately to
Yeah.
really drive it home. Otherwise, they'll just think he's mad for some reason. I don't really know why.
Hmm. It couldn't possibly be this trash I've ripped and
Right.
thrown all over
It
the
would be
front.
that there's like the sofa cushion is all over the floor.
Did you ever have dogs that would do that sort of stuff when you would leave the house
Oh, sure.
on a
Especially
regular basis?
no, just the seeing eye pups when they're puppies. They're puppies. They get into things.
Yeah.
Like our new girl Phoebe. She is a
Oh yeah.
count.
How is your new
Oh,
dog?
she's doing great. She's settling in.
Yeah.
It'll take probably a full 3 months for her to get fully comfortable. There's like a 3-day, 3-week, 3-month general rule about how the stages of their comfortability in a new home. But she's a puppy and she takes things and chews them because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Even though we have a million toys, she still gets up and takes, pieces of paper or a pamphlet and whatever. And we're our house because it's been a while since we've had a puppy in the house. Our house is no longer puppy proof because the older dogs, they don't bother with that stuff. They understand, they get the rules, the whole thing. So, but she is, she'll put her paws up on the counter and take what she can. Like she ate a pen the other day, you know, uh, and again another pamphlet she tore up that my wife wanted to show me. Yeah, gone.
She seems to enjoy pamphlets.
Yeah, yeah, paper or anything, So, but that's just because she's a puppy, and that's
Yeah.
just what they do. They're exploring their environment and just figuring stuff out. So, yeah, we have to sort of puppy proof the house again.
Now, will the other dogs police the new puppy as far as like taking pens and pamphlets?
No, no, not no. There's not that level of cognition.
Do you think they're looking to like, that's not going to be good for the
Yeah,
dog?
well, Raymond for sure, because
Raymond knows.
he's smart.
So you
And
think Raymond's looking at the puppy taking pens and pamphlets, going, "It's going
yeah,
to be a problem later."
yeah. Well, he'll look at me and be like, "You see what's going on here?" Uh, and Cooper, of course, loves everybody immediately, and Raymond is still a little bit guarded with
Yeah.
her, like she's staying, what's going on, you know. But he plays with her. He does more of the active play and chasing around and a little rougher. And then Cooper, because Cooper's older and he's got some mobility issues.
Yeah.
He does more of the gentle play. Like he'll just lie down on one of the beds and just kind of play with her. But yeah, so yeah, but Cooper was immediately accepting, which I knew he would because he's just a sweet animal.
Yeah. And is Raymond showing like this new dog? I'm the dominant dog here.
Yeah, he there'll be times when she wants to, try to go by his food bowl if he's not done with it, or take a toy from him that, when he's not having it, he'll growl.
Yeah.
And she backs off immediately.
She knows.
But then there's other times when she'll like sort of, come up and try to, get in between. If I'm petting him, paying him attention, then she'll come over and want the attention. He actually, and this is anthropomorphizing again, but he pouts. And he's like, "Meh," and gets a little bit of a sad face.
Yeah. So he must be feeling something.
Yes, he is. But I don't know if it's a true pout,
Yeah.
but or maybe it is. I'm sure they do have emotion for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something they hang on to and dwell about and, post on X every day about.
That'd be something if you could read your
Yeah.
dog's Twitter account.
Yeah. So
Man.
there are dogs who have Twitter accounts.
Probably. Definitely Instagram accounts
Yeah.
where people just post nonstop
Mhm.
pictures of their dogs.
Yeah. Good
Doing
boy Ollie.
things.
My wife loves Good boy Ollie.
Goodbye. I will say an Instagram account. What is Goodbye Ollie? Is he a
Good
particular
boy Ollie.
Good boy Ollie?
He's a British Labrador.
Oh, okay.
And right, and then so it's his owner, obviously.
Yeah.
And he has all these, adventures, and and they put the voice in, and it's very funny and cute.
A dog Instagram account got me over my hatred of pit bulls.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
was somebody had a pit bull account, and for a particular dog, and the dog was just so sweet,
Mm-hmm.
and probably because it had like a cute stuffed animal that it always was with, and anytime the stuffed animal was getting washed, the dog just sat by the washing machine and then the dryer as the toy got dried. It was just such a sweet dog.
Yeah.
And I probably told you at the time, but I wrote like a long email to this person running this account. And I told him, I said, I had to tell you, I hated pit bulls. I hated people having pit bulls. And you've kind of turned me around on this thing. Like I didn't assume every pit bull was going to eat me.
Mm-hmm.
And I run into a lot of pit bulls now,
Yes.
believe it or not, walking a dog. And I really don't
And
think about it too much.
Most are sweet.
Yeah.
Now, listen, they have very powerful bone crushing jaws.
Yes.
So if there's one with not a great disposition that's been either mistreated or trained to guard or trained to fight and kill other dogs, yeah, then that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But there's many of these shepherds or Rotties or Dobermans that are in the guard, or police have them to chase people down and suppress them. It's a different personality that
Yeah.
they've been trained to be aggressive in certain situations, especially.
Those Dobermans, man, those things always look like they're looking for like
Yeah.
They want to protect something.
Yeah, but if you look at a Doberman that doesn't have his tail and ears docked, they're
Not so
adorable.
scary.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's the breed standard, is to dock the ears and dock the tail, and, but you've seen one that hasn't had that done, totally different look.
Yeah. Not as scary though, right?
No,
Not as like guard doggish.
correct.
Gotta do those ears up right.
Mhm.
The other thing I want to talk to you about is, you're not a religious man yourself, though you know a lot about religion.
Yeah, well, I was raised a Roman Catholic and had, uh, 12 years of Catholic school, and would have had 13 if Catholic kindergarten was a thing when I was of the age, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
but you're not a believer,
I am an atheist.
atheist. So one of the things that you bring up a lot with the various religions is if there's so many different religions, one of them has to be right and all the other ones kind of have to
Well,
be
if
wrong.
any of them are, um,
If
you know
any of them are correct.
right, which I believe they're all nonsense in terms of, like, the actual truth of it. Now, the teachings of, some of the teachings of all of the religions have good moral value, like the Sermon on the Mount, and, do unto others. That sort of sentiment is wonderful. But the unfortunate thing is that people, if you're not of my religion, then you're wrong. And then there's something evil or wrong about you because you don't accept my God. But there are roughly 45,000 different variations of Christianity on the globe, each kind of like I've talked about. It's all a la carte. You kind of make it up as you want or pick what you want. And
Yeah.
oh, this is my religion now. Well, okay. Well, what does that mean?
It means these are the things easier for me
Right.
to
Or
do.
that fit my life or
Yeah.
whatever. My preconceived notions of right and wrong. And yeah, it just but they all can't be right.
They all can't be right. One of the things I want to talk to you about, though, it seems like many, many, many religions have some sort of great flood.
Mhm.
So, do you think that that happened? That
Uh
we had a great flood?
a flood in which the entire earth was covered by water? No.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, just like some sort, like in the Noah's Ark,
Uh-huh.
was that like the whole Earth was covered in water, or was there
Yes.
certain
Yes.
areas?
Yes.
And then the Ark was supposed to hang out with these animals, and at some point the water was going to recede somewhere.
Correct.
Not
Right,
sure
because
where.
because God had, uh,
He was
seen
pissed.
that, people were evil and not paying attention and not following his laws, so he was gonna destroy the earth, except for Noah, his family, and 2 of every animal on the planet, except I guess the fish would be okay,
The
'cause
fish, yeah, they're in
yeah,
their
they're
own
gonna be alright.
world.
So, 2 of every type of insect, of which there are millions, but so it's obviously just a story, but it was certainly based on a some great flood. And with the climate change, even though it's happening rapidly now, it happens over the eons, and certainly in the course of human history, ice ages, and when the ice recedes, then there will be great floods as things that have built up, and then the ice melts, and then the earthen dams can't hold it anymore. So there's these great catastrophic floods that happen in human history. So I'm sure that was the inspiration for a lot of these great flood stories. Because, like you said, they're all throughout many religions. And then, the Atlantis myth was probably based on the island of Santorini when that went up. The Minoan society, which was pretty advanced, was destroyed, and it was a pretty big volcano, a volcanic explosion. And there's some people who believe that if that Minoan civilization wasn't destroyed, that we may have had flight and space travel 1,000 years earlier than we did achieve that,
Based on what?
based on the level of advancement that they had in
In
terms of
Atlantis?
yeah. So, in the Minoan civilization, which was the basis for, I think it was in Plato's myth of or story of Atlantis. the lost continent
Yeah.
and all that.
Some people feel like they know where Atlantis
Oh, I'm sure.
is
Yes, and Bigfoot and all that stuff.
and think they see some things on the
Yeah.
ocean floor
Mhm.
of what could be Atlantis.
Yes.
I always think of there's a town next to my town called Neptune.
Mhm.
I always think of that as an underwater town. That sounds like an underwater
Well, as
town.
he's the, I think he was the I think Neptune was the I could get this wrong. I know there was Poseidon and Neptune,
Yeah.
the 2 gods of the sea in Greek and Roman mythology, which are very similar, and Rome was probably based on the Grecian, theory of gods and Mount Olympus and all that. I think Neptune is the Roman version of Poseidon.
Also, they probably just named it that because it's near the water.
Well, yeah,
They
Neptune,
went,
yeah,
boom, Neptune.
right, and the Poseidon Adventure, you remember that
Poseidon
movie?
Adventures. Yep. Hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
remember that movie?
I never saw it, but I
Like
remember.
77 or something like that?
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Damn. I was knowing something about the 2001 Space Odyssey. Have you seen that?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I don't think I've ever. In fact, I'm sure I've never seen it.
Mhm.
But there's like a lot of alien stuff with that, right?
Yes, yes.
Why haven't I not watched that?
It's well,
Is it weird?
just it's different. It's a Stanley Kubrick, 1968, and like it's a landmark film, probably in the National Film Registry and all that stuff. But just be prepared. There's no dialogue for the first like 25 minutes.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So, but there's a story which you can follow. It starts out with sort of pre Homo sapien, hominids, just not even cavemen, but like advanced apes, sort of figuring things out, and then you know something appears, and it kind of goes from there.
Yeah, I was watching some sort of UFO video yesterday on YouTube, and they were talking about 2001,
Hmm.
and it had these apes or some sort of
Hmm.
apes, and then some sort of like thing shows up.
The monolith.
The monolith shows up, and I guess somebody claims that Stanley Kubrick, who did the film, originally wanted the monolith to be a screen,
Mm.
kind of like how we're used to now everything being a screen,
Yes.
and it was going to teach the monkeys how to do everything. I guess
Hmm.
is that what the mon like what the what,
Well,
what
the monolith, it looks like it looks like just a like a black rectangle of
and what
stone.
was it supposed to do?
It somehow imparted some sort of intelligence to them. And unfortunately, the first thing that kind of they do with the new intelligence is there's these two groups of apes, or whatever, advanced apes, whatever you want to call them. Um, and one group kind of drives away this other group from a kill of whatever, water buffalo, antelope, whatever. And then this other group that got driven away, they come upon the monolith, and their leader, they're all scared and kind of screaming at it. And then he touches it because he works up the courage. It comes closer and closer, touches it. And then the next thing you see is him leading. He picks up an old bone around, they're just hanging around where they're at. He picks up a bone and starts, of an animal, like a thigh bone, and starts banging it. And then he sees the head of, I don't think it was of an ape, but of the skull of the animal. And he smashes it, and then really smashes it, and the skull breaks. And then the next thing you knew, he is leading his group back against the other group, and they're using these bones to win and kill the others.
So using weapons now
So that's
from the monolith.
unfortunately the thing they learned was that. And then he throws the bone up into the air after their victory, and it's spinning like this. And then it just that transforms into a spaceship in space, and you know, uh, that's when the dialogue is about to begin. Although there's another a few minutes of the spaceship flying around and docking with the station to Strauss. I think it's the Blue Danube Waltz. And before that, the music was the You've heard it a million times. Thus spake Zarathustra, I think is how you say it. Not exactly sure, but that's da 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 da, which
Yeah,
you've heard.
yeah.
That's from 2001, and that's the music, and then it goes into that other music, and they're in space, and then they found a monolith on the moon,
Wow.
and what does this mean? And then they get the trip to, then they go out because they figure out that there's something around Jupiter that is connected with this. And so they go out in the spaceship, these three guys, two guys, two or three, two guys, I think. And then that's when the HAL computer goes bad and kills one of them. And, that's a whole nother element of it. It's
Wow.
about aliens and
Yeah, I gotta watch. I actually am interested in this. I gotta watch
now listen,
this.
it is the pacing. Like I sat down, when you sit down and watch a movie from the 70s, even a so-called like action movie like Jaws, there are long even the original Star Wars. You watch it compared to today's pacing of movies. It's if you haven't done that in a while, just be prepared. And by the way, it's fine to watch it in stages if
Right.
you want. It's slow. The
Yeah.
pacing is slow. And you just have to be, redo your mind to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, that's how movies used to be."
Yeah. I will watch that in pieces.
Yeah,
I think I would like
because
that.
it has like the origin of human intelligence, it has aliens, and it has AI.
Yeah. All from 1968.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
yeah, it is a classic film.
Yeah.
Now, listen, again, there's that long stretch in the beginning, but you can follow it. Then there's a long stretch at the end where you're like, "What the hell is happening?" And I watched it when I first time I saw it, I was too young and I didn't understand it. But then watching it later on as I understood things, it's like, wow, huh.
Yeah.
And it's like, and there's some unanswered questions, of course. So, and it leaves you to make your own conclusions, like a lot of great movies do. But again, that long period in the beginning and then a long period at the end where even though there's no dialogue, but you're like, "What the hell is
Yeah.
going on?"
Yeah, I've heard it's a very strange film.
It is, and probably best watched high, but
Take a gummy and enjoy
yeah,
2001.
correct. And wait, Gina's seen it or not seen it? She must have.
She must have seen it.
Yeah.
She must have, but I'm sure she'd be up for rewatching
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Especially if I've never seen it.
Yes.
I might check that out this weekend.
Mhm.
All right, Eddie, let's do the warm-up program.
Sure.
Now, tomorrow, Jerry's back for the
Jerry's
warm-up
back.
show.
Correct.
And it's a Friday.
Friday.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
So